Welcome to the World Cup round of 32. Here inside the Estadio Monterrey, two heavyweights are colliding in a knockout match with massive expectations. On one side, you have the Netherlands. They're entering this match as an offensive juggernaut, having easily dismantled their group stage opponents and scored 10 goals along the way. On the other side, you have Morocco. They arrive riding a wave of popular support, playing a suffocating, aggressive style of football that overwhelmed their group. Morocco's identity comes from their manager, Mohamed Brobbey. He demands a relentlessly front-footed system. His players press high up the pitch, actively hunting the ball to force turnovers before the opponent can even breathe. But that aggression creates a specific structural problem. This tactical map shows what happens when a team presses this high up the field. To keep the pressure on, the defensive line has to push forward, leaving a massive zone of empty space behind them. The Netherlands uses their speed to flood directly into that gap before the defense recovers. Morocco's greatest strength, their relentless forward momentum, creates the exact vulnerability that the Netherlands is engineered to exploit. To understand how the Dutch execute this, we have to look at their striker, Brobbey. He scored 3 times in the group stage, but his real value is as a blunt force tactical instrument and the physical anchor of the entire Dutch attack. This diagram illustrates how Brobbey operates as a gravity well. By dropping back, his massive physical presence demands immediate attention, actively pulling 2 Moroccan center backs out of position. By holding those defenders hostage, Brobbey widens the defensive gaps. This creates a runway for a second runner to bypass traffic, gliding into the newly created space completely unchecked. And that runner is usually Cody Gakpo. He is exceptionally fast and has scored twice already this summer. He is also playing with remarkable resilience following a recent, deeply personal family tragedy. Morocco knows this trap is waiting for them. Their countermeasure relies entirely on their midfield duo, Ismael Saibari and 18-year-old Ayoub Buadi. They have to control possession so tightly that the Dutch never get the ball in transition to launch that counterattack. Fortunately for Morocco, their manager has a hidden advantage. Brobbey grew up in the Belgian and Dutch football systems. He actually coached a youth team that successfully neutralized a young Brobbey at a tournament in Amsterdam by cutting off his supply lines. The match on the pitch will be a strict schematic chess match. The Dutch are trying to force the ball into the open space behind the defense, while Morocco is trying to suffocate the ball entirely in the midfield. But there is a geographic wildcard that could ruin both of those game plans. This game is being played in Nuevo León, a region defined by extreme topography and an unforgiving environment. By the time the game begins at 7 p.m. local time, the temperature is projected to sit at a blistering 30 degrees Celsius. Extreme heat like that exponentially drains the human body. Running a high-pressing, front-footed tactical system requires constant, intense sprinting. In these conditions, that physical output is incredibly difficult to maintain for 90 minutes. Which raises a critical physiological question. Will the heat break Morocco's aggressive press first, or will it exhaust the heavy Dutch players trying to sprint on the counterattack? The local climate acts as the ultimate friction point. It takes a brilliant tactical blueprint and turns it into a brutal physical war of attrition. Beyond the tactics and the temperature, there is a psychological layer to this match. Morocco's roster relies heavily on 3 Dutch-born players, including midfielder Sofiane Amrabat. Because Amrabat and his teammates came up through the Netherlands youth system, they intimately understand exactly how the Dutch want to play. This makes the tactical battle deeply personal. There is also historical friction at play. Back in the 2014 World Cup, a highly disputed penalty by Klaus-Jan Huntelaar knocked the Mexican hosts out of the tournament, a memory that might push the local Monterrey crowd to throw their massive support behind Morocco. The stakes are absolute. For the team that wins, their tactical system is validated for a deep World Cup run. For the loser, 90 minutes in the blistering Mexican heat results in a brutally premature, heartbreaking exit. Moroccan goalkeeper Yassine Bounou called this a clash of titans. Ultimately, the victor will be whichever team successfully commands the empty space on the pitch.